Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Let me ask you a question. How much do you value you? How much do you truly love, honor, and respect yourself? Now, I'm not just talking about saying, I love myself as if it's just another phrase to throw into your daily affirmations. I'm talking about real self-love, the kind that empowers you to wake up every day, stand in your truth, and declare, I am enough. You see, self-love isn't selfish. It's the foundation, the starting point for every success you'll ever experience. You can't pour from an empty cup, and if you're not loving yourself, taking care of yourself, and valuing yourself, how can you expect anyone else to do so? Today we're going to dive deep into the journey of learning how to truly embrace your flaws, imperfections, strengths, and all, and to step into the power that comes with loving yourself unconditionally. You were born for greatness, but that journey begins with understanding and accepting who you are. Are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to put yourself first in the most loving way? Then let's do this. Let's talk about the magic and the transformation that comes with self-love. Self-love is the key to inner peace because it allows you to connect with your authentic self, to acknowledge your worth, and to let go of self-judgment and external expectations. When you truly love yourself, you create a foundation for stability, happiness, and emotional well-being. Inner peace comes from knowing that you are enough, that you are valuable, and that you can navigate the challenges of life without being weighed down by insecurity, fear, or doubt. At the core of inner peace is the ability to understand your emotions, to accept your flaws, and to recognize your strengths without comparison. When you practice self-love, you build trust with yourself. You begin to make decisions that align with your values, goals, and needs, rather than constantly trying to meet the expectations of others. Self-love helps you quiet the noise of external opinions and societal standards, giving you the clarity to listen to your own inner voice. Loving yourself means forgiving yourself. Everyone makes mistakes, but self-love allows you to let go of guilt, shame, and resentment. These feelings only hold you back from experiencing true happiness and freedom. When you can forgive yourself, you open the door to healing and growth. Forgiveness gives you permission to release the weight of the past and move forward with grace and strength. Holding on to self-criticism only perpetuates suffering, but letting go allows you to experience the peace that comes from self-acceptance. When you embrace self-love, you no longer seek validation from others to feel worthy. Often we place our happiness in the hands of other people, waiting for their approval, recognition, or praise to feel enough. However, this approach leads to dependency and uncertainty because other people's opinions are unpredictable and beyond your control. Self-love teaches you to value yourself independently of outside influences. You don't need anyone's approval to know your worth. Your worth is innate, unchangeable, and unconditional. Self-love also means setting boundaries to protect your energy and peace. Boundaries are not walls, they are healthy limits you set to ensure you are treated with respect, kindness, and understanding. But when you love yourself, you learn to say no to things that drain you, people who harm you, or situations that do not align with your values. Boundaries are an act of self-respect and self-preservation. They allow you to maintain emotional balance and create a safe space for you to thrive. They allow you to prioritize your needs without guilt because you recognize that your well-being is just as important as anyone else's. Another important part of self-love is learning to prioritize self-care. Self-care is a way of showing yourself love by engaging in activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. It could mean getting enough sleep, eating healthy, exercising, meditating, reading, or spending time in nature. Self-care is not selfish. It is a vital practice that replenishes your energy so that you can face challenges with strength and resilience. When you care for yourself, you are better equipped to handle stress, to remain calm in moments of difficulty, and to show up fully for the people in your life. Self-love is also about letting go of perfection. Many people struggle because they place unrealistic expectations on themselves. They believe that they must be perfect to be worthy of love and success. However, perfection is an illusion. No one is perfect, and trying to achieve perfection will only lead to frustration and disappointment. When you love yourself, you give yourself permission to be human, to make mistakes, and to learn and grow from them. Your imperfections are what make you unique and beautiful. Embracing imperfection allows you to experience life fully without the constant pressure to measure up to unattainable standards. Another way self-love fosters inner peace is by encouraging you to shift your mindset. When you are committed to self-love, you choose optimism, gratitude, and self-compassion over negativity and self-doubt. You begin to see challenges as opportunities rather than threats. You understand that struggles are temporary, and you trust that you are strong enough to overcome them. This shift in perspective helps you remain calm and centered, even during the most chaotic times. You start to trust that life is working out in your favor, even when things feel uncertain. Self-love gives you the strength to let go of toxic relationships and environments. It empowers you to recognize when a relationship is no longer serving you or when an environment is affecting your mental and emotional well-being. And loving yourself means knowing that you deserve relationships built on mutual respect, kindness, and support. When you let go of relationships or situations that bring you harm, you create space for peace, joy, and connection with people who truly value you. Choosing yourself is a powerful act of self-love and a necessary step toward building a life that aligns with your happiness. The journey to self-love begins with awareness. You must become aware of your thoughts, habits, fears, and patterns. Do you speak to yourself with kindness, or are you overly critical? Do you allow self-doubt to dictate your choices? Are you holding on to negative beliefs about yourself that no longer serve you? Awareness allows you to identify what is standing in the way of your peace and happiness. From that place of awareness, you can begin to make conscious choices to shift your mindset, behavior, and emotions towards self-love. Self-love is not about being arrogant, selfish, or dismissive of others. Instead, it is about knowing your value, honoring your needs, and treating yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would offer a close friend. It is about creating a relationship with yourself that is built on trust, respect, and kindness. When you love yourself in this way, you invite peace into your life because you no longer depend on external circumstances to feel whole or fulfilled. You are already whole just as you are. Inner peace becomes natural when self-love is your guiding principle because you are no longer fighting against yourself. You are no longer at war with your thoughts, fears, or insecurities. You are at peace with your journey, your choices, and your path. You recognize that peace is not about having a life free of difficulties, but about finding calmness and acceptance within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. It's about understanding that your thoughts, emotions, and choices have the power to create your experience. When you choose self-love, you choose a life of freedom. You free yourself from the constant pressure to meet expectations, from the burden of judgment, and from the chains of self-criticism. You allow yourself to live authentically without the need to fit a mold or please others. You realize that you are free to define happiness and success on your own terms. That freedom is liberating, empowering, and transformative. It allows you to show up for life fully, knowing that you are secure in your worth and your purpose. The journey to inner peace through self-love is not about perfection or having it all figured out. It is about making a commitment to yourself every day, a commitment to choose love, kindness, compassion, and trust. It's about taking small steps each day to nurture yourself, to forgive yourself, to set boundaries, and to create habits that support your well-being. Every choice you make to love yourself brings you closer to a state of peace and contentment. Self-love is the bridge that connects you to the calm, steady, and unshakable peace that resides within you. Boundaries are an act of self-love because they show respect for yourself and the space you occupy in this world. They are not walls meant to shut people out, but clear, intentional guidelines that protect your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Setting boundaries allows you to take control of your life, prioritize your needs, and ensure that your relationships are healthy, nurturing, and built on mutual respect. Without boundaries, you risk becoming overwhelmed, drained, and resentful, often putting others' needs before your own to the point that your peace is compromised. Boundaries are necessary because they communicate to others how you expect to be treated. They set the tone for your relationships and establish the standards for respect and kindness. And when you allow others to violate your boundaries, you are teaching them that their behavior is acceptable even when it negatively impacts you. On the other hand, when you define and maintain your boundaries, you are teaching others how to respect your needs and your space. It is a powerful and clear way of showing yourself that you are worth honoring and protecting. Many people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear rejection, judgment, or conflict. They worry that saying no or establishing rules for their own well-being might make them seem selfish, unkind, or weak. However, the truth is that boundaries are not selfish. They are an essential part of self-love and self-respect. When you set boundaries, you are choosing to prioritize your mental health, emotional stability, and peace of mind. You are choosing to love yourself enough to acknowledge your own needs and take care of yourself. Boundaries allow you to create a safe space for your energy and happiness without feeling obligated to accommodate everyone else's demands. One common misconception about boundaries is that they are about cutting people off or being closed off. This is not the case at all. Boundaries are about clarity and understanding, not isolation. They create a foundation for honest communication and mutual respect by helping both parties understand what is acceptable and what is not. Healthy boundaries provide the space for trust, connection, and honesty to thrive. They allow relationships to flourish because each person is able to show up fully without fear of resentment, manipulation, or misunderstanding. Boundaries also teach others how to treat you by showing them your expectations for mutual respect. People will treat you the way you allow them to, and you are clear about your limits. You make it easier for others to understand and respect your space. When you consistently enforce your boundaries, you set the example for others, demonstrating that self-love includes valuing your emotional and mental health. Setting boundaries allows you to experience relationships that are supportive and positive instead of toxic or draining. Boundaries come in many forms: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and even digital. Physical boundaries involve how you allow others to interact with your personal space or touch. Emotional boundaries involve how much emotional energy you are willing to share with others, or how much you are willing to take on their emotions. Mental boundaries are about how much mental strain you allow, including avoiding toxic or judgmental conversations. Spiritual boundaries involve maintaining your peace and personal belief system without interference or judgment. Digital boundaries are becoming increasingly important in a world dominated by technology, as they involve knowing when to step back from social media, messages, or online demands to protect your mental and emotional state. When you set boundaries, you're allowing yourself to say no to situations, relationships, or obligations that drain you or conflict with your values. Saying no can be difficult, especially if you're used to pleasing others or trying to avoid conflict, but it is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. Saying no is not a rejection, it is an assertion of your needs and priorities. It is a way to tell yourself that your well-being is important and that you deserve to be treated with care and respect. While it may feel uncomfortable at first, saying no will ultimately lead to a life that is more fulfilling, more peaceful, and more aligned with your personal values and goals. Setting boundaries is not about being harsh, unkind, or unyielding. It's about knowing your worth and understanding what makes you feel safe, respected, and valued. It's about standing firm in your right to have peace in your life. When you learn how to communicate your boundaries with kindness and clarity, you invite others into a space of understanding and cooperation. Boundaries should not come from a place of anger or defensiveness, but from a place of self-awareness and self-worth. Clear communication allows both parties to understand where they stand and fosters mutual respect, compassion, and collaboration. Another key part of setting boundaries is recognizing that you are not responsible for other people's feelings or reactions. Many people find themselves trapped in situations where they constantly try to manage other people's emotions to avoid discomfort or confrontation. However, taking responsibility for someone else's feelings is exhausting and unsustainable. Setting boundaries allows you to release this responsibility and trust that other people are capable of managing their own emotions. You can't control how others feel, but you can control how you choose to interact with them. Boundaries give you the permission to maintain your emotional safety without taking on someone else's pain or expectations. But when you create boundaries, you also give yourself permission to take care of your personal energy. Everyone has a finite amount of emotional, mental, and physical energy, and without boundaries, it becomes all too easy to give that energy away until there's nothing left. You can't pour from an empty cup, and boundaries act as a way to ensure you conserve your energy for the things that truly matter: your goals, your health, your relationships, and your happiness. Learning to prioritize your time and energy is not selfish, it's a necessary act of self-preservation. Boundaries empower you to say yes to what truly serves you and to step away from what doesn't. Creating boundaries may feel uncomfortable initially, especially if you've never prioritized your own needs before. There will likely be moments when other people push back, react negatively, or struggle to adjust to your new limits. This is normal. However, your boundaries are not meant to be flexible to suit someone else's needs. They are there to protect your peace and mental well-being. When you stand firm in enforcing your boundaries, you demonstrate strength, self-respect, and the confidence to choose yourself every single time. Boundaries are not about rejection. They are about self-worth. They are about teaching yourself and others that your peace matters, that your needs are important, and that you are worthy of having a life where you can thrive without fear or resentment. Boundaries are a declaration of self-love because they show that you value yourself enough to prioritize your emotional and mental safety. They allow you to step into your power and own the life you are meant to live. With boundaries, you experience freedom, the freedom to be yourself without compromise, the freedom to build meaningful and healthy relationships, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. Building Building healthy habits is a transformative process that requires commitment, consistency, and mindfulness. It begins with understanding the intrinsic connection between physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Each of these aspects is intertwined, and fostering harmony among them can lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. The first step in building healthy habits is recognizing the areas where improvement is needed and setting realistic, attainable goals. Identifying specific habits that support overall well-being lays the foundation for sustainable growth. Physical health serves as the cornerstone for cultivating a resilient and energetic life. Developing habits that prioritize movement, nutrition, and rest is essential. Regular physical activity, such as walking, jogging, yoga, or strength training, not only improves cardiovascular health, but also releases endorphins, which are natural mood elevators. Establishing a consistent exercise routine can be as simple as dedicating 30 minutes a day to movement. The key is to choose activities that are enjoyable and aligned with personal interests, making it easier to stick to the routine in the long term. Nutrition plays a pivotal role in supporting physical and mental health. Building habits around balanced eating involves incorporating a variety of whole, nutrient-dense foods into daily meals. Prioritizing fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats provides the body with the necessary fuel to function optimally. Meal planning and preparation can be effective strategies to avoid the pitfalls of unhealthy eating. But drinking adequate water throughout the day is another crucial habit that supports hydration and helps maintain energy levels. It is equally important to limit the intake of processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats, which can contribute to fatigue and poor overall health. Rest and recovery are often underestimated but are fundamental to building healthy habits. Quality sleep is essential for physical and mental rejuvenation. Developing a bedtime routine, such as setting a consistent sleep schedule, creating a calming environment, and avoiding screens before bed, can significantly improve sleep quality. Mindful relaxation practices like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle stretching before bed can help calm the mind and prepare the body for rest. Ensuring adequate downtime during the day to recharge is also vital, especially in a fast-paced, high-stress world. Mental well-being is deeply influenced by the habits we cultivate. Engaging in activities that stimulate the mind and promote cognitive health is a valuable part of this process. Reading, solving puzzles, learning new skills, or pursuing creative hobbies like painting or playing a musical instrument can enhance mental agility and provide a sense of accomplishment. Setting aside time for reflection and self-assessment fosters personal growth and helps in identifying areas for improvement. Journaling is an effective way to process thoughts and emotions, offering clarity and insight into one's mental state. Emotional well-being thrives on habits that promote positivity and resilience. Practicing gratitude is a powerful tool for shifting focus from challenges to blessings. Taking a few moments each day to reflect on things to be thankful for can cultivate a positive outlook on life. Building strong, meaningful relationships and nurturing connections with loved ones provide emotional support and a sense of belonging. Acts of kindness, whether through volunteering, helping a friend, or simply offering a kind word, can boost both the giver's and recipient's emotional well-being. Mindfulness is a habit that bridges the gap between mental and emotional health. Being present in the moment and fully engaged with one's surroundings fosters a deeper sense of connection and awareness. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation or simply taking a few deep breaths during moments of stress, can help reduce anxiety and improve focus. Developing the habit of mindful listening, paying full attention to others without judgment or distraction, can strengthen relationships and enhance communication. Building resilience is another cornerstone of emotional health. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and adapt to challenges. Developing this trait involves reframing negative situations as opportunities for growth and learning. Habits such as maintaining a positive mindset, seeking solutions instead of dwelling on problems, and cultivating self-compassion can help build resilience over time. Accepting that setbacks are a natural part of life and using them as stepping stones for growth fosters emotional strength and stability. Social habits also play a significant role in overall well-being. Surrounding oneself with a supportive and uplifting social circle can influence personal growth and happiness. Building habits around regular social interactions, such as meeting friends, joining community groups, or participating in group activities, can combat feelings of loneliness and isolation. These connections provide opportunities to share experiences, gain new perspectives, and strengthen emotional bonds. At the same time, setting boundaries and learning to say no when necessary ensures that social habits remain healthy and balanced. Consistency is the thread that weaves these habits into the fabric of daily life. Establishing a routine that incorporates these practices ensures they become second nature over time. Starting small and gradually building upon each habit increases the likelihood of success. For example, beginning with a 10-minute walk each day can evolve into a more comprehensive exercise regimen. Similarly, practicing gratitude by writing down one positive thing each day can eventually lead to a more profound sense of appreciation for life. Tracking progress and celebrating small victories are essential components of habit building. Keeping a journal or using habit tracking apps can provide motivation and a sense of accomplishment. Recognizing progress, no matter how minor, reinforces the behavior and encourages continued effort. It is important to approach this process with patience and self-compassion, acknowledging that setbacks are part of the journey and not a reason to give up. Flexibility is another critical aspect of building healthy habits. Life is unpredictable, and rigid routines can sometimes lead to frustration when unexpected changes occur. Adapting habits to fit different circumstances ensures they remain sustainable. For example, if a busy schedule prevents a full workout, opting for a quick stretch or a brisk walk can still contribute to physical health. Similarly, if a specific mindfulness practice becomes monotonous, exploring new techniques can keep the process engaging. The integration of technology can be a valuable aid in building healthy habits. Fitness trackers, meditation apps, and meal planning tools offer guidance and accountability. These resources provide reminders, track progress, and offer insights that can enhance the habit-building process. However, it is essential to use technology mindfully to avoid becoming overly reliant on it or distracted by its potential downsides. Creating an environment that supports healthy habits is another effective strategy. Surroundings have a significant influence on behavior, and small changes can make a big difference. For example, keeping healthy snacks visible and accessible encourages better eating habits, while designating a specific space for exercise or meditation reinforces these practices. Removing temptations, such as limiting the availability of junk food or creating a clutter-free workspace, can also support the development of positive habits. The role of self-reflection cannot be overstated in the process of habit formation. Regularly evaluating which habits are working and which need adjustment ensures continuous improvement. Seeking feedback from trusted friends or mentors can provide valuable perspectives and highlight blind spots. So, being open to change and willing to experiment with new approaches keeps the journey dynamic and rewarding.
Forgiving yourself and letting go of the past is one of the most liberating and healing acts you can do for yourself. It is a form of self-compassion that allows you to release the weight of regret, guilt, and shame that may have been holding you back from fully embracing your present and future. Life is a journey, and everyone makes mistakes. The process of forgiveness is not about excusing what happened or forgetting it. It is about accepting that you are human, that you have learned from your experiences, and that you deserve to move forward without carrying the heavy burden of your past actions or decisions. When you hold on to the pain of the past, it becomes a barrier to your growth and happiness. You might replay certain events in your mind, wishing you had acted differently, spoken differently, or chosen a different path. These thoughts can create a cycle of self-criticism and self-blame that keeps you stuck in a place of emotional suffering. Forgiving yourself means breaking that cycle. It means recognizing that you cannot change the past, but you can choose how it affects you moving forward. It means giving yourself permission to let go of the mental and emotional chains that bind you to those moments of pain. Self-forgiveness begins with acknowledging what happened. Pretending the past doesn't exist or trying to suppress your feelings will not lead to healing. It's important to face your actions, decisions, or experiences honestly and without judgment. Acknowledging the past is not about punishing yourself, it's about taking responsibility in a compassionate way. It's about saying, yes, I made a mistake, but that mistake does not define me. I am more than the worst thing I've ever done. Accepting the reality of the past is the first step toward releasing its hold on you. One of the most difficult parts of self-forgiveness is overcoming the inner critic. The inner critic is that voice in your head that constantly reminds you of your flaws, your failures, and your regrets. It's the voice that says you're not good enough, that you don't deserve happiness, and that you'll never move on. To forgive yourself, you must learn to quiet this inner critic and replace it with a kinder, more understanding voice. This doesn't mean ignoring accountability. It means reframing the way you speak to yourself. Instead of harsh criticism, practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that making mistakes is part of being human and that every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Letting go of the past also requires you to challenge the beliefs and narratives you've created about yourself. Sometimes we attach our identity to the mistakes we've made. We say, I failed, so I must be a failure, or I saw someone, so I must be a bad person. These beliefs can become deeply ingrained and limit our ability to move forward. Forgiving yourself means separating who you are from what you've done. Your actions do not define your worth. You are not your mistakes. You are a complex, evolving individual who is capable of change and growth. Another crucial aspect of self-forgiveness is learning to accept that you cannot control everything. Sometimes the guilt we carry comes from situations where we feel we should have done more, been better, or prevented a certain outcome. The truth is, life is unpredictable, and we don't always have control over what happens. Holding yourself accountable for things that were beyond your control only creates unnecessary pain. Forgiving yourself means letting go of the unrealistic expectation that you must always have all the answers or that you should never make mistakes. It means accepting that you did the best you could with the knowledge, resources, and circumstances you had at the time. Forgiving yourself also involves making peace with the people you may have hurt. If your actions have impacted others, it's natural to feel a sense of guilt or remorse. While you cannot undo the past, you can take steps to make amends where possible. Apologizing sincerely, taking responsibility for your actions, and showing that commitment to doing better in the future can help you find closure. However, it's important to remember that forgiveness from others is not something you can control. Some people may not be ready or willing to forgive you, and that's okay. Self-forgiveness is about your relationship with yourself, not about seeking validation or approval from others. Letting go of the past is a gradual process, and it requires patience. Healing doesn't happen overnight, and it's normal to have moments when the past resurfaces. During these times, it's important to remind yourself of the progress you've made and to practice self-compassion. You may find it helpful to develop rituals or practices that symbolize letting go, such as writing a letter to your past self and then tearing it up, meditating on the idea of release, or creating a list of lessons you've learned from your experiences. These actions can serve as tangible reminders that you are actively choosing to move forward. Forgiving yourself also involves embracing the idea that mistakes are valuable teachers. Every experience, no matter how painful, offers an opportunity to learn something about yourself, about others, or about our life. When you shift your perspective from seeing mistakes as failures to seeing them as lessons, you begin to approach life with curiosity and resilience. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on what you can do differently in the future. This mindset allows you to grow from your experiences and to use them as stepping stones toward a better version of yourself. Another important element of self-forgiveness is understanding that it is an ongoing practice. You may forgive yourself today only to find that feelings of guilt or regret resurface later. This doesn't mean you failed. It simply means you are human. Healing is not a linear journey, and it's okay to revisit the process of forgiveness as many times as you need. Each time you practice self-forgiveness, you reinforce the idea that you are deserving of love, compassion, and peace, no matter what has happened in your past. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting it completely. The past is a part of your story, and it has shaped who you are today. However, holding on to the pain of the past only keeps you anchored in a place of suffering. Forgiving yourself means acknowledging the past, learning from it, and then releasing it so that it no longer controls your present or your future. It means giving yourself the freedom to move forward with an open heart and a clear mind, unburdened by the weight of guilt and regret. Forgiving yourself is an act of self-love because it allows you to prioritize your well-being and happiness. It's about choosing to treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would offer to someone you care about deeply. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of peace and that holding on to self-judgment only perpetuates pain. By letting go of the past, you create space for new opportunities, new connections, and new possibilities. You allow yourself to fully embrace the present moment and to build a future that aligns with your values and aspirations. The journey of self-forgiveness is not always easy, but it is one of the most empowering steps you can take toward healing and self-acceptance. It requires courage to face your past, to confront your mistakes, and to release the emotions that have been holding you back. It requires strength to challenge the narratives you've created about yourself and to rewrite them with love and understanding. But through this process, you discover a profound sense of freedom and inner peace.
Daily affirmations are a powerful tool for cultivating self-love, a deeply personal journey that enriches every aspect of life. They act as gentle reminders of our inherent worth and the limitless potential within us. By intentionally repeating positive affirmations, we rewire our minds, shifting away from self-doubt and toward a profound sense of self-acceptance and love. This practice is not about ignoring flaws or imperfections, but about embracing them as essential aspects of who we are. transforming them into stepping stones for growth rather than barriers to joy. Affirmations are more than mere words, they are declarations of self-belief. When spoken or thought with intention, they carry an energy that reshapes our internal dialogue. The human mind often gravitates toward negativity conditioned by societal pressures, past experiences, or internalized criticism. Affirmations disrupt this pattern by introducing positivity and self-compassion into the mental landscape. They serve as a counterbalance, reminding us of our strengths and the beauty that exists within. Over time, consistent use of affirmations can transform how we see ourselves and interact with the world, cultivating a mindset rooted in love and kindness. The process of integrating affirmations into daily life requires patience and commitment. At first, the words might feel foreign, especially if self-love has been a challenge. This discomfort is natural and signifies the beginning of change. Like planting a seed, affirmations need nurturing to grow. The more we repeat them, the stronger their impact becomes. Repetition helps to ingrain these positive beliefs into our subconscious mind, replacing self-doubt with confidence and self-respect. The key is to engage fully with the affirmations, speaking them with intention and believing in their truth, even if only a small part of us feels their resonance at the start. One of the most profound aspects of affirmations is their ability to heal. For those who have faced rejection, criticism, or feelings of inadequacy, affirmations act as a balm for emotional wounds. They remind us that love begins within, that we are whole and deserving of care regardless of external validation. When we affirm our worth, we gradually dismantle the false narratives that have shaped our self-image. Each affirmation becomes a step toward releasing past pain and embracing the present moment with openness and self-compassion. The practice of using affirmations is deeply personal and can be tailored to suit individual needs and experiences. Some may choose to focus on physical appearance, reminding themselves of their unique beauty. Others might prioritize affirmations that emphasize inner qualities such as resilience, intelligence, or kindness. The beauty of affirmations lies in their versatility. They can be adapted to address any area of life where self-love needs reinforcement. By writing affirmations in a journal, speaking them aloud, or even setting them as reminders on a phone are effective ways to keep them present in daily routines. The act of engaging with affirmations consistently strengthens their power, making them an integral part of a self-love journey. As affirmations become a regular practice, they begin to influence not only how we see ourselves, but also how we navigate relationships and challenges. Self-love is a foundation for healthy interactions with others, as it establishes boundaries, fosters empathy, and reduces the need for external validation. When we nurture our own well-being, we are better equipped to offer love and support to those around us. Affirmations help us internalize the belief that we are deserving of respect and kindness, which in turn encourages us to extend these qualities to others. This ripple effect enhances connections, creating a positive cycle of love and understanding. Moreover, affirmations contribute to resilience and inner strength. Life is filled with ups and downs, and self-love provides the stability needed to weather difficulties with grace. Affirmations such as "I am strong and capable," or "I trust myself to overcome challenges," remind us of our ability to persevere. They foster a sense of inner peace, even in the face of uncertainty, by anchoring us in the knowledge that we are enough just as we are. This resilience extends beyond individual struggles, empowering us to pursue our dreams and embrace opportunities without fear of failure or judgment. The transformative power of affirmations lies in their simplicity. They require no special tools or circumstances, making them accessible to everyone. All that is needed is a willingness to engage with the practice and an openness to change. Over time, the impact of affirmations becomes evident in subtle yet profound ways. We may find ourselves speaking more kindly to ourselves, celebrating small victories, or approaching challenges with newfound confidence. These shifts, though gradual, signify a deepening connection to self-love and an enhanced quality of life. Affirmations also encourage mindfulness as they bring our attention to the present moment. By focusing on positive statements, we redirect our thoughts away from worries about the past or future. This presence fosters a greater appreciation for ourselves and the experiences that shape us. Mindfulness and affirmations go hand in hand, each enhancing the other's benefits. Together they create a space where self-love can flourish, free from distractions and negativity. Incorporating affirmations into daily life is a journey of discovery. It reveals not only the areas where we struggle with self-love, but also the incredible capacity we have for growth and transformation. Each affirmation is a step toward reclaiming our worth and honoring the unique individuals we are. As we practice, we learn to see ourselves through a lens of compassion and acceptance, recognizing that self-love is not a destination but an ongoing process. The path may not always be easy, but it is undeniably rewarding, leading to a life enriched by confidence, joy, and a deep sense of inner peace. In conclusion, daily affirmations are a profound and accessible practice that nurtures self-love, reshaping our inner dialogue and empowering us to embrace our authentic selves. They remind us of our inherent worth, help heal emotional wounds, and foster a mindset rooted in positivity and resilience. By consistently engaging with affirmations, we cultivate a deeper connection to ourselves, building a foundation of self-acceptance that enhances not only our well-being, but also our relationships and overall quality of life. The journey of self-love is ongoing, and through affirmations we reaffirm our commitment to honoring who we are, celebrating our uniqueness, and stepping into each day with confidence, kindness, and an open heart.